We are starting a little project here. We're going to start making one of our first cutout characters for our yard display, our Christmas yard display.
So, kind of the whole process that starts with this. I'll start off just by kind of going on the iPad, drawing, getting some ideas, doodling some of the characters that we want to create. But after we get a full thing that we like and we want to take it to the next part of the process, I will go to my gallery and I will email these different images to our email. We'll bring them over to the laptop and we will get them on a flash drive that we will then plug into our projector and throw it up on a board.
Yep, so right now he's just getting the images onto a flash drive.
Okay, so after we upload the images to our USB, we're going to plug that into our little projector here. Now, this is where this comes in handy. We use this for a ton of different things, but for this, we plug our images in, and then we can kind of put it on the board and see how big we want it, how to mount it to scale. Basically, this is a nice tool to just let us take the image that I drew and put it on the wood. I'm going to use just a normal construction pencil and go through and trace the outside, trace some of the kind of finer details like where the eyes and the mouth are going to be, where the arms are going to be placed, and then from there we'll go to the cutout.
All right, well, here's our first character. And he's a little gingerbread man fishing. Isn't that adorable?
All right, so we're going to come up, and this is where it gets kind of tricky because if you're blocking anything with your hand, you'll block out the lines where you're supposed to trace. So I like to work from the outside in so that I get all this done. I can slowly move and see my lines as I'm coming back. So again, just taking my construction pencil, I'm just lightly gonna do this outline. You won't be able to see your pencil super great right now, but as soon as you turn the projection off, you'll see your lines, and that's what you're gonna work with. You can even go back and kind of take your pencil and make the outside lines a little bit darker after you've finished going through here. Seeing this is where I'm saying now that we're coming in, I'll lightly go in just so I know when I'm cutting, I'll know where all the outside is. But then after he's cut out, I'll have the kind of guide on where I'm going to be repainting all these lines and all these colors. And so this is exactly how it's going to look like at the end too, with this thick black line. You can kind of see that with some of the other characters that we have out in the yard, is that we really want it to look like an illustration or be kind of animated. So we're bringing back all of this thick lines right here. Get the details, like his gumdrop buttons. And that's, you can kind of see if I block it out. I don't know if you can see that. It might be too dark, but that's, we're just adding the lines on where we're gonna go. So come back. Where his mouth's gonna be. You see I'm trying to work the angle here where I'm not blocking the projection, and I'm trying to work right to left. So that way I can get all my lines. And the nice thing about our characters are, the majority of the gingerbread guys, these are only like 2 feet tall and less than a foot across. So for just this one piece of board, if we wanted to, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different characters depending on what they're wearing and what they're doing, all off of just this one piece of board. Because that's when people are like, oh, it's too expensive to make this or that. It's like, well,
Takes a little time.
takes a little extra time, but money. This full board that we did,
It's plywood, right?
it's plywood, and it's a 4x8.
4x8 piece of plywood, guys.
And I think this one was $22. And so for $20 and a little bit of acrylic paint and time, you can actually make some really cool stuff.
Yeah, we're lucky to have an artist in our family, but you could even do this with just generated images from your the internet.
Yeah, you can pull images from the internet.
Yeah, if
Same
you wanted
thing.
an Olaf or something. Or
Upload them to a drive, use a projector, and
Christmas
put them
tree. Yeah.
on. Yeah.
So even if you're not an artist, you can still get artwork and do this.
See, I'm not going to trace out this pole. That was purely just for the rough draft of this character. We actually bought some wooden dowels that, after everything's said and done, I'm going to actually have a wooden dowel coming out of his hands.
And then we'll
And then
cut
a line.
out the fish.
Yeah, we'll make a
Yeah.
separate fish that's going to be attached to
A
it.
wood fish, yeah. It will be made out of wood, but the string won't. We could just do some
I was thinking some yarn.
twine.
Yarn or twine. Oh, twine would be good
Twine,
too.
because it matches the hat. His old fishing
I
hat.
know, it's probably my favorite thing about this guy is his old
Cute little
the old
fishing
fishing
hat
hat.
with the hooks in it.
I know, I don't know if you can see the hook super well in the projector right now, but after we paint, and kind of, that's the other thing. While we're painting this, I'll have my tablet in my hand and I'll be referencing everything that we're painting so that I get the exact image that I drew on the iPad onto the cutout.
Awesome. Let us know if you like this video. Comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe.
And so you don't have, there's nothing neat about this right now. Because again, this is just your rough sketch of what you're actually going to be cutting out. And so now I'm just going to go in, kind of fill in where like the lines on the hat are going to be, where I've got my hooks coming out, where we've got his eyes. We did the mouth, we did the buttons. See, and then I'm gonna try to come in, and since this line for his torso kind of comes in, and it'll disappear once we cut this all out, so I want to know where to put that line. And then I've kind of gone back and forth. Some of the cutouts I've actually drawn where this will go, the frosting on the arms and the legs. But then others I've kind of just free-handed on where it would be. And as long as I do the same general shape and shading that I did on my drawing, it turns out the same. It doesn't look like much now, but this is what you're left with after you're done tracing out your projection.
Just a light sketch.
Very light silhouette that we're going to be cutting out.
Okay. Here's our next specimen. This little guy's gonna go in our pond.
Snorkeling.
Isn't that so cute? Little Yeti snorkeling.
Doing the polar bear plunge.
So yeah, when you get your plywood, make sure you're doing it on the side that doesn't have any markings, so you don't have to worry about that.
Well, it's an extra step.
Yeah.
Extra paint to try to cover it up and...
Now he's tracing another character here. We're gonna have a little Yeti fishing as well.
Yeah, and that's our theme. And it's really random, but it's really fun, is Yetis and gingerbread.
Yeah.
Because that's... Autumn started out our yard display with making those two awesome houses. One that she made a gingerbread house out of a kid's play house, and then the other one she made a little Christmas sweet shop. And we're like, okay, yeah, gingerbread are fun. And then I started drawing different gingerbread characters. But then I also really, really like Yetis, like on Disneyland's Matterhorn. And we actually went to Luminaria last year, and I had drawn all my Yetis beforehand. And we show up, and half of the display there is Yeti themed. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just out of nowhere, I'm like, it would be really fun and really random if we had gingerbread people and then these kind of weird but quiet, funny looking Yeti people as well.
All right, so now what he's doing is he's taking his jigsaw and he's going to cut these out. So let's get the process here.
So if you're ever stuck in any tight corners with your jigsaw, you can just drill a hole and then
Yay! He's finished our first character. Not finished, but cut out. So this is how it looks after you've cut it out. Now on to the next. The snorkeler.
Okay, so like I said, we want these guys to be holding actual dowels instead of just a little cutout fishing rod. So we haven't done the gingerbread man. We went ahead and did the Yeti. And kind of what we did was I took a dowel, took a razor and kind of flattened out one side so that when it sits behind the board, it's going to be more flush. Started with a hole and then slowly turned the blade so it kind of created a little guide for the pole to just rest in. We'll use some wood glue, or I'm debating. Maybe we'll use wood glue to keep it in, or maybe we'll just let it sit and hold like that because it's sturdy enough it can just sit by itself.
Yeah, we'll have to see with the wind. And the fish attached. We might need to do wood glue.
Well, the fish, his fish will be halfway in the water. So we can attach the fish to the water.
Okay.
And then this one, like I said, so let me grab my other dowel so we can kind of judge where we want. So if we're wanting this to be going at an angle here, we're going to drill a hole here, but then we're going to kind of, again, tilt the drill bit so that it creates a little bit of an effect so it can just lean in his hands. Right, let's see, we need both hands touching it. It's probably right about there. So now we got our hole. So now what I'm going to do to create that angle, see how that's kind of sanding out a channel?
Okay.
Do that one more time and really. We'll sand that down so we can have our flush
Piece.
surface there. So then, yeah. See, in this one, like I said, we'll shave it down to where it'll actually stick. So it's holding his rod up right there.
Cute.
Okay, so one of our last minute design changes that we're going to do. So instead of the fish in my drawing, which is, it's not huge, but it's just one of the fish that the gingerbread man is catching, we want him to catch a massive fish, and we want it to be visible because unlike the Yeti's fish that's going to look like a real fish popping out of the water, we want the gingerbread man's fish to look like gingerbread. So this is going to be the dark brown with the icing going around and some of the different things on it, the gumdrops, and we want it to be visible, and we want it to look like he has just caught a monster fish.
Hey guys, now that these guys are all cut out, we're going to put the primer on, and that's what I'm going to get started. This is what I'm using, guys. Okay, I've got my primer. We're just going over the stencil side Let's see how this goes. I've got them set out here, and I've just kind of taken a sander and sanded the outside a little bit, and now I'm just going to put the primer on. The gingerbread has its primer on. Now Tyler's saying that the pencil, he'll still be able to see it, but I'll let you know about that because maybe when it dries, but I was a little concerned about that. So we will see. Now for the snorkeler guy and the fish that we made. Gingerbread fish. Alright, it's just been sitting for like 5 minutes and I can already see that it's lightening up, so maybe Tyler's right about being able to see the pencil after you paint it. So I've just got these guys sitting now to dry. Snorkeler, our little fish over here. Hey guys, we're working on the gingerbread fish. And Ty's got a gingerbread color paint going on here. He just spray painted it. So now we're using the paint marker to add some details to the gingerbread fish. Alright, now we're taking a Sharpie, a big black Sharpie, and we're going around and outlining the Yeti, just like his drawing. He has his tablet out just to reference while he's drawing.
It helps him. Yeah. Time for our next Yeti, guys.
So again, we've got our Yeti here for a reference. And then he's using his Sharpie marker to go around and outline the Yeti, just as it is right here. Okay, so now Ty is going and using a white paint pen to make that eye
So it gives it life.
animated.
Short one.
Alright, so now Tyler is grabbing some light blue paint to go ahead and do the little blue highlights that you see in this photo or drawing. He's gonna go around and touch up. All right, this guy's officially finished. Woohoo! I can't wait to set him up. So see how he's got some light blue on his skin in the drawing that Ty made. But now, he's taking the light blue. He's doing what he sees. Working on the gingerbread's hat.
Alright, it's all set up now. We finished the Yeti's props. He's got his pole, his candy cane worm on the end,
bucket,
his tackle box, and his can of candy cane worms.
And our gingerbread man.
Yeah, and our other fisherman with his giant ginger fish.
Oh, this fish is so cute.
We ended up putting it just right here on the side of the pond.
This is going to be my favorite piece.
Yeah,
This is my favorite character now, is this gingerbread man fishing.
it's so cute.
Daddy loves to fish.
Yes, he does. Oh, I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's such a fun little piece. The characters. Let us know if you guys liked this video. Our characters are all complete.
And real quick, we just want to show you guys kind of how we stabilize our characters that are out here on the lawn. We use these tube clips. Basically, they're just a little piece of metal that bends around, has two little holes. You just put on different points of the characters and then screw them in, and that's what we slide the rebar through. And over here on our pond Yeti who's snorkeling, we just used a L bracket where, again, it's just a little piece of metal that's 90 degrees. Put a screw in the actual prop itself and then down into the board that's our pond.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more. We sure had fun making these. You like it, Alice?
Yeah, I love the candy cane worm.
Yeah, that was kind of a last minute decision to add these cute little candy cane worms.
And that tackle box looks like a real tackle box. I love this display. This is one of my favorite displays, I think.